Today, I'm delighted to be joined by one of our esteemed speakers, Kinga Bercsenyi, who's the Chief Business Officer at Arctoris. She'll be speaking on realizing the full potential of lab automation as an enabling technology for AI-driven drug discovery beyond high-throughput screening at the conference in October. We've met with her today to ask her a few questions about her work. So first off, it would be great to hear a bit more about your work at Arctoris. So what is your role and what are the current priorities for you and your team?
Hi, Lara. It's nice to see you again. It's always nice to chat. So thanks for this opportunity to give this interview. As you mentioned, I'm the Chief Business Officer at Arctoris. Now, I think it means quite different things to different companies, but it means that Arctoris is something that I absolutely love doing, which is consulting with our clients on a daily basis about the best ways to apply our automation-enabled biology platform to get the best possible data quality out of the assays that I run. So then that in turn will enable the development of machine learning algorithms and then ultimately AI-based drug discovery. Our priority recently, there's been quite a lot of news coming out from Arctoris, is focusing on what are the ideal assays that we can use with today's technology. And we recently acquired the Eli Lilly Life Science Studio. So we are looking into ways to apply it so that it doesn't push us towards high throughput only methodology, relying on automation for high throughput, but taking more of a modular approach. So also mid to medium throughput is enabled, it's cost effective, and we get better data than we would with manual methods.
Right. And I'm sure many people have seen Arctoris' recent strategic partnership announcement. So could you tell us a little bit more about your strategic partnership with Isomorphic Labs?
Yeah, sure. We entered into a strategic partnership with Isomorphic Labs to bring together our unique technologies in the Arctoris lab located in Oxford with the AI discovery engine that our Isomorphic Labs possesses. As we all know, the data is really the lifeblood of drug discovery as a whole, and it's especially true for anything that relies on computational approaches. So we need to produce volume of data, but we also very importantly need to produce quality of data that can be then relied on for building these algorithms, so you get the best possible outcomes. And it's simply not something that the manual labs can provide today. So our partnership is really about this symbiosis between the cutting-edge AI models of Isomorphic Labs and Arctoris' Ulysses lab automation platform. We generate large-scale systematic data sets that are annotated, organized in a way that they are completely reproducible and, very importantly, very robust. And then, in turn, Isomorphic Labs can use this for their platform development. The best part of working together with them is obviously they have, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people will agree with me, an incredible engine, the best of the best scientists. They are bold and brilliant in what they do, clearly at the cutting edge of science today. And for us to be able to support that with assay design in collaboration and wet lab assay execution is just truly a privilege. And of course, as a part of our partnership, Miles Congreve, the CSO of Isomorphic Labs, has joined our scientific advisory board, which is something that we are very excited about. So basically, together, we can work towards this most exciting technology mission that Isomorphic Labs has embarked on. And we're happy to be a part of the journey.
Yeah, it's an exciting partnership, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys work together on and what you guys come up with. Yeah, so the AI and drug discovery market has grown rapidly over the past few years. What key difference have you noticed in the last year regarding significant developments?
I think we all agree that the development overall is just mind-blowing. I think the growth we see is just beyond anything anyone would have imagined. In fact, a lot of people would have called it science fiction if we were even just hypothesizing about where we could be in a year from now. And in my opinion, a big part of the drive right now is around democratization of AI. It's moving out from just machine learning engineers realms only, and it's becoming more available for humble biologists like myself to be able to have a play with these models, which of course is not possible to do without the support of machine learning engineers. And of course, we have the chemists, we have the physicists, everyone working together. And the other thing that's very important is that then now we are all around the table. We can ask better questions that are biologically more relevant. That's something that biologists are pretty good at. What we haven't been very good at is getting answers to these questions. And that's something that the others around the table can now provide. It's very exciting indeed.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what do you see as the greatest challenge for you to overcome personally in the AI and drug discovery field at the moment?
So the hype is a blessing, but it's also a bit of an issue. It's really hard to see, even just to agree on what is AI-based drug discovery. I think we have an hour-long argument about what is it and what is it not. It's really hard to see the wood from the trees in a way. And I'm really hoping that we will start to see the woods emerge as there's more and more time for the platforms to mature and for us to understand what is good enough quality data to rely on for developing these algorithms. But overall, you have to give it a go. Like, you cannot possibly just start by saying this is not going to be good enough. So I think really we are at this stage of having given it quite a good go in places, especially using public data sets. And we are seeing now that those are not necessarily robust enough to make good conclusions from. And I think this phase is something that's inevitable and it would be impossible to overcome without the hype. So personally, I really welcome the funding hype. And I think it's actually an accelerated way to get to the end result, which is seeing the unique compounds against unique targets that are truly novel progress through the clinic and hopefully provide patient benefit ultimately.
Yeah, I guess that is everyone's goal, isn't it? The end goal is to help patients in the end. And hopefully, yeah, AI will help us do that. So how would you like to see the market develop in the future, and where do you think the biggest growth area will be in 2025?
I would really like us to settle on what is AI-based drug discovery and make sure that the companies are enabled to embark on this journey with sufficient funding and, of course, the right tools at their disposal. And having good data to start with is absolutely vital for this. And the other thing that's very interesting is that companies are popping up with different focus areas. So some companies will be extremely good at identifying new targets. That's what their model is. That's what they're focusing on. Other companies are going to be extremely good at designing new molecules. We have seen quite a lot of partnering activity between AI biotechs and pharma. We haven't really seen much AI biotech to AI biotech. So target discovery combined with small molecule discovery or any sort of test agent discovery really per se. So it will be really exciting to see what will come next year. And then I'm hoping that we will get to this stage when we will think, oh, why haven't we thought of this target? Oh, why haven't we thought of this molecule? Because actually, when a human looks at it and says, oh, it looks sensible, that's where AI was really successful, because it's all about a matter of us not having thought of it rather than it being science fiction. Because if it's science fiction, it's very unlikely that it's going to work.
For sure. And finally, why will you be joining the AI and Drug Discovery USA conference? And are there any presentations you're particularly looking forward to at the event?
I'm an absolute fan of these events. I don't think it's a secret. You can probably tell from my answers to previous questions. I'm really passionate about AI-driven drug discovery in general. I've attended the London events for 2 years in a row, and it was actually really great to see the same speakers returning with obviously new additions, but there's a strong foundation of speakers that return year on year, and then they reflect on their predictions from the previous year, which never tend to be quite right in a good way. I think we made much more progress than anyone would have ever dared to imagine. And one of the speakers in particular said that he would have said it's science fiction a year ago. And then here we are today, and look at what we've achieved. It just makes everyone feel great. And then we have these roundtable discussions. I think it's a very open forum, considering we're talking about AI in drug discovery that nobody even agrees exactly what it is. I think it's fairly open, and that allows for good sharing of ideas and thoughts. And in fact, we have a partnership right now at Arctoris that originated from one of these conferences. So I think it just shows what you can achieve when you have open minds together. So I just love going. And I think in particular, the Boston event, I believe, is the first one of its kind.
Yes, it is. It is.
So considering how open the London event already is, I'm very excited to see how bold and futuristic the Boston event will be, because funding is returning faster on the East Coast than it is in Europe. So I believe people are more empowered to think big. So I can't predict what we are going to be discussing exactly, but it will be exciting for sure.
Absolutely. And that is always our aim for these events, to create a community that come back year on year and discuss all those latest advancements and work together to advance them even more for the next year. And yeah, create those partnerships, like you said. It's great to hear the partnerships come out of the event. Great. Well, thank you so much, Kinga. We can't wait to hear more from you and all of our speakers at this year's AI and Drug Discovery USA conference on the 21st and 22nd of October in Boston. Head over to our SAE Media Group website to find out more. We hope to see you at the event in a couple of weeks' time.
Thank you, Lara. I'm really looking forward to the event.